There you go. Thank you. So yeah, first of all, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you, Soluto and Startup Designers and Cheer and both Cheers. Thank you so much for having me and all of you for being here. So hello Tel Aviv. This is so cool. It was just like out of nowhere, just like I came here to visit a friend and we're just hanging out, and then I suppose I did an Instagram story, and and I said like, oh, Tel Aviv, it's awesome, and somebody was like, what, you're here, cheer. I think it's like, come over here, let's do something. I was like, okay, let's do it. And so I'm surprised that of I don't know, cheer just doing this in such short notice, and I'm glad that you're here, and thank you, or should I say shalom? So yeah, well, sorry, hello, shalom, and toda to you and toda to everyone to have me here. And so about me, I soy Pablo Stanley. That's my name, and I am a designer or diseñador. That's how you say it in Spanish. How do you say it in Hebrew? Meatse. Matse. Oh, man, hold on. Now you, diseñador. Oh, you do it. You do say it right. Okay. Now women say diseñadora. Yeah, that's. Should we just do Spanish thing? Yeah, just let's do a mix. You teach me Hebrew, and I'll teach you Spanish. So, yeah. So I'm a designer, and today I'm just going to go over my process in creating an illustration library. This is the first time I ever do this, and seriously, I put this presentation together this morning. So, and just for this, and so a lot of the things that might not be like that great, but we're gonna try it out, and hopefully it's good. And we actually going to do a little design system live, and I brought my iPad, and we're gonna do it here, and you're just gonna see me going through my process. Hopefully it's not too boring, but just a little bit more about me. I work at a company called InVision, and I joined last year, and it has been, if you're designers, probably you have used this tool, if you heard about it, and it has been just an amazing experience, and I work with really talented people. Actually, some of them are here, and I thank them for being here, and I feel like I'm learning a lot, and I'm just grateful for the opportunity. And today's subject, no, that's not it. Let's go back in time. Okay, I suppose, sorry, this was not supposed to be there. I was supposed to be here. This is what it is. Something else that I write comics. I have a comic series called The Design Team. And this is it's about a design team working at a startup in Silicon Valley. I see here a lot of similarities with Silicon Valley here, a lot of startups and I don't know, a lot of designers and design teams. That's super cool. So the design team, probably you see a lot of similarities of the things that happen in the stories here. Because it talks about my experience moving there to San Francisco. And the main character, her name is Petunia, and she's a designer who just moved there from Mexico, actually. And she's new to this whole user experience thing. And she's pretty much me when I had just moved to San Francisco, and I didn't know anything about what UX design was, and I was a little bit I don't know, insecure and lonely, and but curious, and at the same time ready to learn new things and keep growing. And there's another character called Paul, and he's the like the onboarder buddy. Do you also do that stuff here? The onboarder buddy, like, oh, you're gonna have a friend that's gonna teach you everything. No, okay, we over there in SF we have that, and he's kind of a jerk, but he just uses this like jerkiness as a defense mechanism, I guess, because he's kind of an exaggerated version of me. He's like my dark side, I guess, and he's like cynical and just like tired about the state of the industry and just Silicon Valley. So it's just a little bit about me there too. But they do get along well, and they're like, I guess, my two sides, and that's how I present them. And Petunia's best friend is Gabs. She's like super chill. She just goes with the flow, and she's like the artist in the team. And actually, she has like really strong opinions about. She leans liberal, and I suppose she's like the more San Franciscan in the group, and she knows where all the cool art shows and exhibits are happening. And actually, like a lot of the people are, most of the people are based in real people. So, for example, Gabs is the the real person. Her name is Gabriela. There, she was actually helping with a project. She was recording some voices, and yeah, and I love her. And then she was a little bit like, why would you make me like that? But anyway, actually, most of the characters are based in real people. And for example, that's Frances, and she's a friend who has one way to show all her emotions. And I always tease her about this, so it's okay that I did this. And here's my team. Actually, I don't have a better photo, but we were just like having my face is just like, I'm not having a good time apparently, but that was my first design team, and were good times. And most of the humor in the comics was kind of a little bit sarcastic and just like, again, making fun of everything in San Francisco, because I just find the startup culture a little bit like ripe for comedy. And I do this, I'm not just trying to take myself too seriously, I guess. And my writing comes from like a place of love. And over time, my style has changed and has adapted to be just like almost just black and white. And this mostly, I do it, to be honest, I took this direction as a way to be more productive, because like actually painting everything and doing it in watercolor, it just took me so long. And also I was doing it in animated GIF, so that was just like a pain in the butt. So I was like, I'm going to simplify this, and then people are going to think that it's actually minimalistic and brutalist design. Yeah, it's that. But no, it was actually just me being lazy. And this style just allows me just to create stuff faster and just put things out there. And I think I've been applying that kind of mentality for a lot of things. And it's just like, hey, just get rid of all the fluff and just put the minimal effort and just like make it your style. And so, and not just on illustration. And I sometimes use animals as characters too, which is weird, but and sometimes I put things on fire. And as you can see, I've started using myself as the main character. That's me. I cut my hair, but the character is still like that. Actually, I cut my hair here with what was the name? Josephine? Josie. He's pretty good, actually. Josie. Yossi. That in Spanish means me, yes. Yo, sí. Yeah. So anyway, using myself, using myself, it's been more, I don't know, open and transparent, making it clear that this is about me and this is my opinions and just me being an idiot. And it also allows me to just open up and share personal stuff, and without the mask of a different character, and just like owning those fears and insecurities that I have as a creative, or just as a person, I guess. I was lucky enough to collaborate with Julie Schuo. I don't know if you know her. She's the VP of design on Facebook, and in her book, The Making of a Manager. And we use comics to illustrate the message of each chapter. And actually, like we used, the drawings had to be inclusive and relatable. So we landed on like a simple style, also like black and white, also because like the limitations of the printing. And we use animal characters, and also a giraffe as the protagonist. And let me show you real quick a comic. So this is a Halloween comic, and the design team, they're together, and then the product manager said, let's just use this design I made in PowerPoint. And then I just start writing, no. The designer horror stories they're saying, telling to each other. As part of this whole process, I do a lot of illustrations. I do some artsy, farcy stuff. That before I did UX design, I just did like illustration. That was I was actually getting that was paying the rent. Now it's not. But I was inspired by, I don't know, different artists, and just like apparently I had a zombie face, and I was doing that kind of stuff. I was doing a lot of collaboration with artists and musicians, and I don't know, like people doing events. So I was doing as you can see, like most of my illustration is just people. And I don't know, I just like people's faces and expression. And I suppose it's also very relatable when you see a face. And also, I've been able to collaborate with other musicians like Raiko, He does like really dope disco remixes, and also De La Soul, which is this is their latest album. And I just work in collaboration with them, and they're pretty cool too. It's just amazing that they actually wanted to work with me. Yeah, and also illustrations. I started like working more on like, okay, how can I do this in vector, and how can I make this as more of something that can be reused in a design system or in like a product. And actually, the illustrations that I just saw from Soluto, those were amazing. But I just saw them; those were great. So the whole idea of like having a brand and a voice, and having an illustration that is actually reflecting those, started like working a little bit more on that. And then also the idea of like how like the more I got into like UX design and user design, and then suddenly you start like working on design systems and stuff like that. So I was like, hey, you know what? There's an opportunity to create also illustration libraries using this same mentality of I don't know, like building stuff with little elements. So I like illustrations so much that I even made this library, probably the most boring way to do illustrations. But the idea is like to mix and match different things like the clothes, the emotions, the accessories and colors, and pretty much, again, just how you would do a design system. Is there music? No. So like using a little bit of like the idea of atomic design and combining small elements and atoms and turn them into molecules and just like form organisms or people. Or also robots. It works like Legos. On this one, I tried to see if I could make like actually the same mentality, but also make it responsive. So there you go. There was music, right? Coming up. Oh, sorry, this is the video types music. So robots were like the perfect way to accomplish this. And the idea is that I was thinking like, can I just stretch it and actually still look good? And so yeah, I was starting to do that. Yeah, there you go. You can see the stretching there. And scenes, and then after that, I started like working, okay, what if it's just not just faces and not just this part, but actually the whole human parts. So I created another one, a design system called Humans with AAA, because humans.com was not available. So it's a perfect way to just sound cool, but at the same time get a cool domain name. Just repeat one of the letters. And after that, I think that eventually I started doing this kind of thing. And I don't know, I offer it for free. I think I created this with the hope that I don't know, like offer this kind of tool to make it easier for designers to show the value of illustration and their mockups. And after that, I think that eventually this can help convince stakeholders to potentially hire an illustrator. You put it there, you use it almost like you would use a stock photo. And then after that, okay, now we need to hire a photographer to do something original, or just potentially also use it as a way to inspire you to create your own illustration system. So I believe in open design, and I don't believe that making our work open source threatens our employment. It allows others to contribute independently, and I believe that making design tools more available bring other people to learn more about design and eventually, well, see its value. I believe in sharing my skills and my knowledge and my work, and I think that information should be available. It should be open, and everybody should like contribute and work on top of it. And the idea is, I think, at least on my personal work, and I invite others to do so. And lately, I've actually started working on a new illustration library. Apparently, this is not moving. There you go. So, and this one is more hand-drawn and a little more flowy, and with the same idea, with the same concept, just like changing small elements in illustrations, and that allows you to just like adapt it to your brand. And that's actually what we're going to be doing today. So I thought that it would be cool, a good exercise, if I just share my process on doing something like this. So I sketched this morning, actually. There you go. And I was like thinking of like, okay, different elements that can be combined, like expressions, different clothing, different heads, and yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. This is like like actually did a test, and this is like the ingredients in the guacamole, like all the different elements that I sketch, and then I put them together. Once you put them together, you can do stuff like this. Yes, this is how the test looks. And yeah, this is what we're doing. We do have time, right? It's going to take like 15 minutes. All right, let's do it. Okay, so again, so this is the disclaimer. There might be some technical difficulties because never done this. We're going to do a camera, but potentially the camera was not great. So I'm going to just reflect my iPad over here, and I'm going to do some system preference things here. That way I change the arrangement, and instead of, yeah, I'm going to mirror my display, and then I'm going to QuickTime Player. Oh, there you go. It's there. That's easy. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Okay, cool. So you're pretty much just seeing how can I turn on all the notifications. I have this on. Well, the thing is that the notifications are on the iPad, not there. It's okay. Well, if I'll try to come on, get out of here, man. Okay, I'll just put her in airplane mode. That's right. I was just a little bit scared that potentially it would be. Oh, see, I did just do this. I did this thing today. So that was the test of today. We're going to be creating a new one. So the tools that I use to create this is, the first one is Procreate. Well, the first one is paper and pencil. That's how I started like sketching my ideas, putting them together. I know you have used this tool too. And on the iPad, I use, this is an iPad 2018. It's not an iPad Pro. It's just the iPad normal that is in the United States, $300, I think, and with an iPad pencil. And this one is not the Pro, and it's you can still draw on it. And I use this tool called Procreate, is this one. And it's super dope because it really feels really natural when you're drawing. It feels like you're actually drawing on paper. So for those that have an interest in drawing or just painting, you will find this amazing. And you can do like simple stuff, like for example here you can see the different illustrations that I was showing you before, but you can do like crazier stuff like paintings and crap like that. So for example, here, all the different layers, you have control of that stuff, and you combine it. If you have ever used Photoshop before, it's very similar to Photoshop of how you control the layers and how you move them around. So okay, so that's it. Let me go back. So this is Procreate. Now I'm going to start a new system here, a new document. I'm going to go ahead and just start from scratch with just a blank canvas. And first, let me show you just the tool right away. I know it's getting really technical, but you're going to find the, I don't know, hopefully you find it useful and you get inspired to do your own thing. So here you have your brushes, which is freaking dope. You have so many brushes. I have one pack that is called Inktober, like October, but Inktober, and I love it because it has two brushes that are like ink, but if you zoom in, it has like a little bit of like natural feeling, just like a rough edges. And here you start getting used to just like using this and also undoing and redoing stuff. But here you just draw and you just start painting. So I'm going to start by creating my template that I'm going to be using as my base, so I can start drawing on top of it and I create my elements, my characters. So I'm going to go ahead and just use this tool that is called a drawing guide, and I'm going to use this symmetry. This allows me to just create a symmetric shape. So I'm going to say that, yeah, assisted drawing. And I'm going to change, I'm colorblind, so I need to change it to a color that I can actually see. Yeah, there you go, that color, I can see it. And so, yeah, the cool thing about the symmetry is that you draw here and then it does it on the other side. So it's like cheating in a way. So I need to do this because if not, my drawing is horrible. So there you go. So we're just sketching. We're just drawing here. We're just doing the shape of this. It's just a person, right there. And that's a cool part about this. You just do a little bit of this. And then a person starts coming up. Let's use erasers. We don't need all of that stuff. There you go. It's starting to look like a person, right? And let's do this. And this way, now we're going to have our template of our person. Now I can just duplicate this and reuse it over and over, draw on top of it. So this is just going to be my template. I'm going to remove the assisted drawing. I don't need that anymore. I don't need the guide. I just need this template. And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to make a ton of them, and that way I can just draw on top of them and can just reuse it. So I'm going to do one here. I'm going to transform it uniform. Hopefully this is not too boring. And okay, and now I'm going to duplicate it. There's some keyboard more like gesture shortcuts, I guess. And copy and paste. Now I actually duplicated this little guy. I'm going to put it here in the middle, around here. You want to give enough space. That way you can just like draw freely, like big hairs or big clothes or something. And then I'm going to, just like on Photoshop, I'm going to merge this guy. And now we have two elements, two guys here. And now I'm going to duplicate these two, the same as before, copy paste. I should have done this before, right? So you don't see me copy pasting stuff. But it's okay, we learn, it's fast. You see the value of how fast you can just do even the boring stuff. Just like this, we have an element. Now, again, copy pasting. Now we have 4 templates that we can reuse. So I'm going to merge down again, merge down, and now I'm going to put this here. All of these are one single layer, and I can change the opacity. That way it's only there on the bottom, and I can start drawing my elements there. So here we're going to be using 3 layers. One that is the expressions, just the face, happy, sad. And then we're going to do one that is the hair and the neck, just the part of the head. And then another layer that is going to be the body, just here. And then that way we're going to be combining those 3 things, and we can create as many options as we want. So let's, oops, sorry. There you go. I'm going to add a new layer. I can rename it there, but it's not necessary. We can just go ahead and just start doing stuff. So let's start by just a very, oh man, my drawing is not great when I'm doing it here, but it's okay. We're just doing it. So, oops, this is too big. There you go. It's just a regular neutral expression. Let's go over here. Let's do, I don't know, let's do him a little bit like Matt, like you right now. There's like, I did not sign up for this. Let's do, I don't know, surprise. There's like, oh, I'm actually learning something. Just like this. And let's do another one where it's scared, like, oh no. And a little bit like cross eyes. There you go. Let's do another one. What other expression do you want? Angry. Damn. That was like were you like angry? Now let's do it like furious. Okay. Just really furious. Just like the eyes are like bulging. And it's like, yo, what up? Excited. Yeah. Oh, in love. Okay, let's do in love. Okay. Is that excited enough? Yeah. And let's do in love. So I suppose we're going to be doing like heart eyes. Oh, somebody partied last night. Okay, so we did that. Let's do, I'm going to add a new layer. And in this new layer, I'm going to do more expressions. Just, you did the hungover one. Let's do the hungover one right here. Hangover. And somebody else did said another expression. Suspicious. Yeah, like, what's going on here? Is that suspicious? Yeah. Okay, cool. And last one. One more. Hungry. How do you do hungry? What about like you're like looking at food right now and you're just like it's just like you know, it can use it. It can be used in different contexts too, and hungry for something. Let's say that. Okay. Okay. So we have the hunger one, and now let's keep these ones here. And now let's add another layer. And in this layer, we're going to be doing, like I was saying, the heads. So let's do one with big hair. Just by the way, we're going to be doing the whole head. So around here and like this, and potentially it's trying to get some inspiration here, just around here, potentially like this. And then just like on Photoshop, you can also fill the elements, the fills, and you just drag from the top corner, and then you just put it in there. And so that way, if you're lazy like me, you don't have to like do all of that. What else? More hair. Okay, we have some okay. She's like, that's not my hair. Yeah, here you go. A little bit. Yeah, you like that? Yeah. She's like, stop putting me in this position. Okay. Okay, just like that. Let's fill the little elements that are not filled, and now we can just fill it real quick. No, that was the opposite of what I wanted. Okay, there you go. And now let's do a hair that's just like short hair, just like this. A little cut here, and there you go. And let's do a big, like flat hair. What do you think? Yeah. A little bit like Bart Simpson, something like that. Is that cool? Yeah. Let's do an afro. We heard an afro, so let's do a hat. Okay, yeah, let's do a beanie and a hat. Sorry. Let me first draw the neck, and then really curly and really big. Look at that. Damn, this is a cool ass haircut. There you go. Okay, I think it's all filled. I think it's there. Let's try it out. There you go. Huh? Oh, yes. Okay, so let's try that. Yeah, so yeah, does that, it's just that it's in the back. Yeah, is it? Huh? Oh yeah. that was not intentional, but okay. There you go. You're like, no, I'm not liking it. Let me change the, what's that? Oh man. He looks like somebody just like shaved. There you go. I think it looks a little bit better there. Yeah. Okay. You get it. You get it. We can clean it up later. One more. Ponytail. Yes. Yeah. Ponytail. Let's do. Sorry. Let's do it like this, and like this. It's just flowy and nice, and like this. And let's actually close it. And let's do the hair that Quentin Tarantino and Uma Thurman made famous. I call it the Mia Wallace hair. What do you think about that? Just like this, and you know what we're doing, right? Actually, a little bit shorter. It's just like that flat. Like, I don't know who you would call it. I call it the Mia Wallace. I'm pretty sure. What is this haircut? What is the name of this haircut? What? Dola? Oh my God. No, I didn't close it enough. I think we're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. There you go. And okay, now we're relax a little bit stretching. Hold on. We're not done. Yeah, but thank you, appreciate it. Now we're going to add, see, we have that layer, Let's add one more layer, and this one is going to be clothing. So clothing, let's do one where just, I don't know, a little jacket. Oh man, just like that. Just like that. I'm going to a little bit faster now, trying to just like do this quickly. And just like that, just a little top here. What else? A crew neck? Did somebody say topless? Eh? A tuxedo, yeah. Oh, that's a pretty cool idea. Yeah, tuxedo. Yeah, there you go. Let's add a little bow tie here. Yeah, right. This guy is ready for prom. Hold on. And let's say that it has this, and there you go. And what else? Overalls. Let's do overalls. Let's do like this. We're adding the overalls. And yeah, just like that. It's so cool when you have the template. You know that whatever you do here is going to fit well in your system. And then you get rid of it, and it's nice. Let's fill it up. This one. There you go. One more. What else? Huh? The Steve Jobs look. Okay. Steve Jobs look. There you go. Let's add. Look at that. Yeah, let's add just a little bit. There you go. Just a little curve. And I think somebody said a Hawaiian shirt. Is that what I heard? Yeah. Okay. So should we do Magnum style, like showing a little bit of like hair? No. Hold on. So just like this, a little bit open, and Hawaiian shirt. Let's do triangles in this Hawaiian shirt. What do you think? Yeah. Like Doritos. Do you have Doritos here? What are they called here? Doritos too? I heard you don't have Flaming Hot Cheetos. Somebody has to bring those. These are so good. There's also Mexican Takis, which are amazing. Takis are, I'm going to draw the Takis. Takis are like taquitos. They're like this. And there's all of this is just spicy flavorness that is so good. It's amazing. They're called Takis, like this. Whenever you go to Mexico, or I think they're starting to sell it in the United States. And what's that? There's no tacos? There's a place called Mexicana. Yeah? Not good? I heard the margaritas are good, right? There you go. Yeah. Well, we need to start a taqueria here. Okay, let me delete the taki. But sorry. Well, now you know. Takis is it's a secret that I'm telling you about. Oh my God. There you go. Okay, cool. We have our system. We have all of our elements. Now they're here. Now we're going to put them in the computer. And in the computer, we're going to turn it into a system really quickly. Yeah, we have time, right? It's going to only be 10 minutes, really quickly. Yeah. How bored are we? Hopefully not too bored. So, okay, so we're going to, first of all, we don't need our template anymore. We have all of this. I'm going to turn this on just so we can use it. And then from here, from Procreate, you can share this, and you can share it as a PSD. So have it as PSD, PDF, JPEG, even animated GIF. A lot of the GIFs that I made here, I make them here. All it does is instead of a timeline, every layer is one frame in your animation. But here we need PSD because we want to conserve all the layers. So I'm just going to press PSD, and then I'm going to pass it via airdrop. Well, let's turn this on. It is pixel based, and I'm going to first, so here's the process before I do it. I put it in Photoshop, I open it in Illustrator, and Illustrator vectorize it. And then from Illustrator, I put it in Sketch, because in Sketch, I'm going to create the library. It's a combination of tools. Like whenever you hear like, oh, you need one tool that can does everything, they can do everything. No, you need to combine a lot of tools to. What's that? You can do it all in Figma? Oh, man. I don't know about the drawing, man. Okay, so I'm going to put it over there. But yeah, Figma just released the plugins and you can do a lot of things there, yeah. Okay, cool. So now we have our PSD over here, and I'm going to actually open with Adobe Illustrator. So I actually don't need the iPad anymore, hopefully. And here in Illustrator, you can see my screen. Yeah, you can see. I convert the objects to layers. So now they are in layers. I usually just hide the canvas, the artboards. I just press Command-Shift-H, and that way everything is just at the canvas. And here you're going to see that my layers are there. So all the layers are there, and I can just like drag them out, drag them around. This element is here. This element is over here, and potentially I want to have these elements over here next to these. And now what I do is I do image tracing. That way I conserve the feeling that it was drawn by hand, but they're all vectors and I can just like expand them and they're not pixel based anymore. So when I do image tracing, I just press that thing, and then I also go here, and it has a lot of options. You can change it, what kind of mode, grayscale, color, and all that stuff. If you want to control the threshold of like what colors to convert to black and white, you just change this. We're already working with black and white, so it should be really good. So I'm actually going to preview how it's looking. The only thing here is that it's also making a layer the white. As you can see, the white is also turning into into shape. You don't want that. We only need the black. So here on advanced, I go to ignore white. I ignore white, and there you go. Now I'm only getting the black inking as vector. So there you go. I turn it there, and then it looks like it's done, but it's actually not done. It's still a bitmap, and it's just telling you how it's going to look on vector. To actually get it on vector, you have to first press this little button that says expand. And I don't know why, but that's how you do it. And I'm going to do the same here, but here I already have a default that I saved that is called Paps Art. So I'm just not going to do that whole thing anymore. Just Paps Art, and it's there. I expand it, and all of these things are vector now. So, oh, wow. Oh, yeah, sorry. It's just that, sorry, I was zooming with the zooming here, but you can see that now all this stuff is vector. It's nice, and it still looks like it was hand-drawn. It's pretty cool, right? Okay, and let me do really quickly the same thing with this. Sorry. And, well, what's going on? There you go. Okay, so image trace, Paps Art, and expand. I'll do the same with this guy. Paps Art and expand. Expand. Now everything is vector. Something else, another thing that I like to do once everything is vector, since everything was hand-drawn, there are a lot of vectors that I don't need. So if I zoom in here, you're going to see that, for example, this has a lot of vectors that could be removed and still keep the same shape. So there's a tool here in Illustrator that I really like using, that is just select everything and go to Object, Path, and then Simplify. You see it here. Oh, sorry, simplify right there. And I press it, and then it tells me like how, sorry, actually, before I actually do it, let me zoom in. That way I can preview how it's going to look. There you go. And I'm going to go ahead, get object, path, simplify. Yo, what up? Oh, I need to, Yeah, I need to select everything. You're right. Object, path, simplify. And then here, I can preview how it's going to look. That is too simplified. It's like abstract art right now. Let's actually go all the way to 96%. This is telling you how much fidelity you want to keep and the curve precision. So now it looks, if I turn off the preview and turn it on, it's actually looking pretty good. And I removed a lot of the vectors. So instead of 2300 vectors, now I only have 1100. So that is like half of the vectors. That's pretty good. So your files are going to be, well, less heavy. So I'm going to say yes, okay. And now they're simplified. They're looking good. Now the system, I want to create it in a different tool. So you can use your design tool of preference. You could use, I suppose, I don't know if you can copy and paste from Illustrator to